Taurus, you seem to be very much focused on certain information that has to come to you about your process, about your personal nature, if you're going on the right track. As usual, you always move the frequency quite seamlessly through the doors of the mind. You're processing it very slowly, very meticulously, in a systematic manner. There seems to be an information that should be coming towards you right now. This is for the Taurus Collective. All readings are timeless. This is the Arcana Veil. There are roots. There's the roots. The arrival, information coming through to you. The lily. Looking after something that is precious, authority, and this may be your authority speaking, your higher part of your consciousness speaking to you, saying that you are able to find what is the root of that which you seek to define yourself, very particularly set in place for a particular pace to move through. The arrival of the higher consciousness, or the awakening of a vision, or the mental perspective in looking at certain things with much more deeper detail. Some of you may be extremely detail orientated, so you're focusing on a lot of things all at the same time. But you are being reminded that you have the authority to be able to establish that you can decide whether you need certain information to come to you or not. You really are able to decide that. It's not that you have to sit there through and wait for all the waffle to end before you can actually get that information to come to you. I'm hearing the word waffle. Waffle. Okay, that was quite something. We have the Page of Swords here. Roots. What is the beginning of that which you seek? Begin again. 2 coins here. 2 of coins. Pentacles. Of a choice that is coming to you again one more time. Or is a new choice that's coming through to you one more time. We have the Fool here, or the Wanderer under the lily. As pure as the lily is in the mire. That is something relating to what you're looking for. We have the 2 of Swords here as the authority. The decision has to be made in order for you to be able to set your path in place within yourself. This is a mental and spiritual process. There is the moon here showing all of the unearthing of things that still has to come towards you. Number 17, something about that number for you. It could be 2017. You could be 17 years old. You are in the process of trying to find out where you belong, how you are able to decide the authority over your belonging, your own belonging. In the nature of the 2 of Swords here as the authority, you're being shown that that is what is dominating the mental space right now for where you're seeking the path to go towards. We have a very strong sense of energy coming through here. I'm seeing someone that is trying to clean a parrot's cage, which is very interesting. In the newspaper, has certain importance to it. You could be someone who is British. I'm picking up on that as well quite strongly. Why is the parrot's cage being cleaned in this way? These may be visions or messages of actual events or things like that. If you're cleaning up the parrot's cage on a proverbial nature or in a metaphysical way, you are cleaning up that which is a repeated message. You're trying to understand why the message is repeating itself to you. The arrival of the message keeps repeating. What is it? What is the message? What is the message that you're trying to understand? The 2 of Coins here, very much being able to make the choice whether you are going towards a pathway that is more aligned with you, needing to leave or stay. But then at the same time, there's also travels for business, which I can see for some of you. There's a lot of focus on wanting to be recognized for your true nature, for what you are, but you feel because of your authority, because of what you have. So you may not be entirely 17 years old, or you may be. Either way, it is your choice. The authority over as the Two of Swords here, there seems to be a lot of conflict over deciding whether you are the authority of certain somethings. Why should you let others determine that for you? Clearly, when they're doing this behind your back, you should not be focused on that. But your gut was right all along. I will affirm that for you. Multiple messages, very complex for Taurus today. We have the High Priestess under the Page of Swords. You're playing yourself down when you're actually the High Priestess. How you see yourself and why you feel you have to play yourself in that way so that others may accept you more. We have the Eight of Swords here under the Two of Coins here. We have the Tower under the Fool, the Wanderer. Understanding that you don't need to dim your light, and yet as you can tell me that dimming the light does not really help, does not really help the situation, because if you don't dim your light, there's no recognition for what you do, and if you dim your light, there's a little bit more sort of recognition, and yet this creates such mental conflict for you. Some of you are definitely in the academia where you are perhaps not being recognized for all of the work that you've done so far. I can see that very much here. I can see that there's a lot of jealousy behind the scenes. There's also a tower in realization that you are the lily, as pure within the mire of the mud, the dark mud, that you will always be that within yourself, and that is your authority. And your question is, how is it that is not recognized here? Why is there still so much doubt about what you do? And you come to this realization where you practically tell them all to, let me say frankly, go to hell. Because I can hear that in your energy. And death, you end it by pulling yourself away. You're having a shrug. You're shrugging. You know the story about Atlas Shrug. Atlas shrugged and the world felt it. Ace of Cups here under the Moon card. What is there in the hidden? How they love you, but do not show you. Very sad for how that is. There's multiple stories here. I can see that there's you are perhaps needing to focus on the root of that feeling of why it happens that way. Page of Swords here, very delicately starting from the beginning to pierce away that which is not yours, and then coming to that conclusion that essentially really, Death card, it is not you, it was them all along. Let's see what they were doing. We have the Nine of Swords here, definitely reacting to what you're saying, what you're doing. You are feeling the rebellious nature inside of you, you love the rebellious nature of yourself, where you're wishing to disconnect it all, because you know what you are, you know who you are, this is at your heart. This is always who you are. You've always been that. What else are they doing? Why is there a Nine of Swords for Taurus? Because we have the Three of Pentacles here. And what is it about the Three of Pentacles? Well, it just presents another Ace of Pentacles because of what you've done. Look at how many seeds you've planted. You've planted like massive seeds in your department. And they're still in rebellious mode about it. Why is that? Is it coming from you? Are you feeling that that is why they are doing that? That then they do that? Or is this something that you're picking up on because you're picking up on the energy profoundly? You could be an empathic person. There is death nonetheless under all of these things. You're kind of dropping the mic on them. with your last sort of goodbye and focusing on things that really matter to you the most. Because after all, as I said, and I keep repeating it to you, this is your higher part of who you are, the lily in the mud. That is your true nature. You want to be free. You want to be recognized for being alive. But you need to start to do that first with yourself. And I'm hearing you, what if I'm doing that already? Well, then the problem is them, not you, right? Taurus, I will leave this with you. This is self-explanatory. Until next time.